Satish Kumar here. Welcome to this video on tips, tricks in Microsoft Excel. This is our 9th video. In this video, what we are going to see is how to consolidate multiple sheets using pivot table. For example, I'll open this file. This file, I have 4 sheets. DEPT1, assume it's Department 1, Department 2, Department 3, Department 4. I am getting this report from various departments. We are going to consolidate all the departments when we are going to create a single report. But what is the challenge in this is, when you go to the Department 1, I can see there are some expenses available for some month. January, March, February, it's not available. And some 4 expenses available. If you go to the Department 2, here I can see there are some other expenses for some other month. What is the challenge is, I don't know whether the same expenses is available on earlier department. If it is available also, for example, advertising. If I take this advertising, I don't know whether this advertising is available on the next sheet. It may be, may not be. Let me go to Department 2. Unfortunately, it's not available here. For example, if I take the office expense, it's available on both the department. Fine. But unfortunately, it's not available for a particular month. January month, it's not available. So it may be, may not be. If you go to the Department 3, it will be, it may not be. Some other expenses are available for some other month. Similarly for Department 4. So how can I consolidate all these 4 departments and make it as a single report? One more challenge is, even the rows and columns are also different. If you go to the Department 1, B8 is the area my data is starting. If you go to Department 2, it's C7, and Department 3, it starts with A11. So the rows and columns is also different. How can I consolidate and make it as a single report? For this, we have a feature called as Pivot Table and Pivot Chart Wizard. The feature name is Pivot Table and Pivot Chart Wizard. Unfortunately, this Pivot Table and Pivot Chart Wizard is not available anywhere else on your ribbons. When you go to ribbon, when you go to insert and page layout, formula, anywhere, it's not available. This feature is hidden. So how can I activate this feature? This we are already seen in our earlier videos, but once again I'm repeating it. Go to the top here, go to the quad. On the quad, make a right click, and you can see this customize quick access toolbar. Right click and customize quick access toolbar. Method 1. Method 2 is click on the arrow mark on the quad and go to this more comments. Method 2. Method number 3, go to the file. Under file, you can see options. Under options, you can see here quick access toolbar. So you can use any one of these 3 methods. All the 3 methods will route into the same screen. Correct? So on this quick access toolbar, let us click on popular. Instead of the popular means the most frequently used feature in Excel. Instead of the popular, let us make it as commands not in the ribbon. So these are all the commands which is not available on the ribbon. It's shown on the bottom here. These are all the commands which is not available on the ribbon. Click somewhere else here. Just click somewhere else here and press the first letter of pivot table, P. Or you can manually scroll and find the option also, which will take more time. So let me click on P and find this option called as Pivot Table and Pivot Chart Wizard. So this we have to add it to your quad. How can I add it? Either you can click on Add button or you can double click on this Pivot Table and Pivot Chart Wizard. So let me click on this Add button so that it will be added to your quad. Yes. So it will be added to your quad. Even you can add it as an item on your ribbons and tabs also, which we have seen in the earlier session. Okay, now I'm adding it to the quad and I say OK. Yes, now you can see the pivot table and pivot chart wizard is available on your quad on the top as the last button. So I'm going to click on this and we are going to follow it by step. So let me click this. It opens a dialog box where we can see 3 options are available here. Pivot table, pivot chart wizard. We are in the first step. First step, out of 3 steps, we are in the first step. First step, it's asking, where is the data you want to analyze? Whether your data is in an Excel file or whether your data is in an external data source or multiple consolidation range. So we are going to select the third one because we are going to consolidate all the 4 sheets and we want to make it as a single report. So let us go for this multiple consolidation range. Second one, it's asking whether you want a pivot table or a pivot table with a chart. So chart, if you want, you can create it later also. Let us go for pivot table. I click on pivot table. First step is over. Click on next. Second step. Normally, after step 1 is completed, it should say step 2 of 3, correct? But here you can see it says step 2A of 3. So what is the meaning for it? We have another sub-steps called as 2B, correct? And it's asking how many page fields do you want? Create a single page fields for me. I will create. This means Excel will create it for us. This I will create. I will tell you what is the advantage of this I will create. In another few minutes we'll see that. Now let us go for this create single page fields for me. So the Excel will create it for us. Next. Now here in 2B it's asking your worksheet range. Where is your data range? So let me select all the data range one by one. So I'll go to the department 1 and I'm selecting only the range of department 1. Be careful, don't select some empty cells. Empty cells, it may give a wrong result or it may throw an error. So let me select only the table and say add. It will be added. So first department we have selected and added. Go to the second department. You can click on any one of the cell on the table and you can even use the shortcut key Control A also. But be careful on using Control A because sometimes the Control A will select the entire sheet also, correct? So let me select this table and add it. Go to the department 3 and place the cursor anywhere on the department and I press Control A. You can see it's selecting the entire sheet, so it's wrong. So let me select only the data. I'm selecting only the data. Using the mouse or keyboard, you can select only the data. Third department, add it. And fourth department, I'm selecting it. And I select the fourth department. Add. So we have added all the 4 departments. That's it. Almost we have done. Now 2B. And I say next. Last and final step, where you want this report. Whether you want this report on a new sheet or on an existing sheet. Existing sheet means you have to select the particular location where you want the sheet. Or I will go for a new sheet. So let us click on new sheet and I say finish. That's it. Perfect. It has created a new report consolidation of all the 4 sheets together. It has created a new sheet. It's like a pivot table, but the advantage is we have consolidated multiple sheets together. What are all the other advantages? For example, I want to know department 1 and 2 put together what is my total. This is all the 4 departments put together. What is your total? I want to know 1 and 2 put together. What is my total? You can see this page field is available on the top here. Correct? Page fields. So click on the page fields. You can see it says item 1, item 2. Item 1 is first department. Item 2 is second department. Even you can give a meaningful name for this. Instead of item 1 and item 2, we can give a meaningful name. That we'll see it in another few minutes. For example, I am selecting item 1. If I say item 1, it shows only item 1. That is only first department. As I told, I want to know first and second department put together what is your total. Click on the arrow mark and you can see there is an option called as select multiple items. If I check this multiple items, you can select multiple items. I can select department 1, department 2. So we have selected this multiple items and we can select the whatever the department names. Department name is renamed as item 1, item 2 here. Now if I say OK, suppose I click it again and I select this multiple item and I select item 1 and item 2 and say OK, item 1, item 2 put together what is my total, right? So I bring back again, I am selecting all, it shows all the department. And another advantage is by default it shows sum. If you don't want sum, if you want to make it as an average, count, maximum, minimum also you can do it. Right click and you can see there is an option called as summarize variable and you can change your formula. Sum, count, average, maximum, whatever you want. Okay, but there are some empty cells available in between. Instead of the empty cells, I want to replace it with some value. So let me make a right click on the table and I'll go to the pivot table options. Right click, pivot table options. And you can see layout. On this layout and format, there is an option called as for empty cells. Show. What do you want to show for the empty cells? let us show a 0. I'm putting a 0. Right click, pivot table options, for empty cells, show 0. And I say OK. So wherever the cells are empty, it shows 0. But what is the small challenges? Here the department name, when you go to the page fields, here the department name is displayed as item 1, item 2, item 3. I don't want it. I want to give a meaningful name. Maybe the same name, department 1, department 2, department 3, so that I can easily understand it. So what we will do is, let us go once again. I'll go to the any one of the sheet. Let us redo this again. I'll go to the same pivot table and pivot chart wizard, and I click on multiple consolidation range. Even you can edit that old table also, but I'm creating a new one, multiple consolidation range, and I say next. I will create the 2A. Last session we have selected create a single page field for me. Now I will create. So we are going to create. So let us say I will create next. Now let us select all the ranges one by one. Suppose I am selecting the department 1. Let us select all the things and add it one by one. Add department 1, we have selected and added. Department 2 also we have selected this. Add it. Department 3, select it. Add. Department 4, select it. Add. So all the 4 departments we have selected and added it. Now what we are going to do is, by default it says how many page fields do you want. Let us say 1, because I have only one. Here we have the sheets called as department 1, department 2, department 3. I want it as department, so only 1. So you can make it as department 1, department 2, department 3 and department 4. So let us say 1. So you click on 1 and let us select the first department data on the all ranges. On all ranges, select the department 1. Now go to the field 1 and give a name for it. We have to give a name. So let us type the name for this. What is the first range name? Let us say DEPT1. Don't press enter. Just type DEPT1. Don't press enter. That's it. DEPT1. Now select the second department and go to the field 1 here and type it as DEPT2. As I told, don't press enter, because enter means it will go to the next steps. Don't do that. Select the department 3 and go to the field 1 and I'm giving a name as department 3. Similarly, department 4, and I will go to the field name and I say DEPT4. So like this we have given our own meaningful name. That's it. Now let us say next, and where you want the sheet, new sheet or existing sheet, let us go to new sheet, finish. Now what is the advantage of this? Earlier also we did the same thing. Only thing is we have given a name for the page. So what is the advantages? Now if we go to the page 1 and click on the filter, you can see the department name. Whatever the name we have given, it's available here. Instead of having item 1, item 2, item 3, we have it as department 1, department 2, department 3 also. Okay. So please do practice this. If you have any questions, doubts or queries, you can put it onto the comment. I will try to create a new video. Thanks for watching this video. We will see in our next video.